have you served? If a provider can ask to every single patient, have you served? That question can save the life of a lot of veterans. Because by asking that, if the veteran say, yes, I have served, then you know you are in front of a veteran. And he's an administration who cover veteran. Every veteran or more veteran are eligible for government assistance. But sometimes they don't know how to apply. Even in the Bible, they say if you are the light of the world, you're not supposed to be put on under the table. You're supposed to be put on the table.
Hi, welcome to a new podcast interview with Mr. Steve Homsi.
Hey,
Steve is my best friend. He was the best man on my wedding, and I'm having him today because he's built a business since 2020, and he has been successful, and he has a lot of nuggets to share with the rest of the population here that wants to listen to this. And we're pretty excited. We've planned for this for the past couple weeks. And this morning, early at 4 o'clock, I don't know, he woke up. He was like, let's do this, bro. And I'm so proud of him because I always tell him that this is going to be a good outcome for his business. We need to put ourselves out there. So without further introduction, I will let Steve introduce himself and let us know what's his mission.
thank you, Frederick. I'm first glad to be here. Thank you for the invitation. As you mentioned, we know each other for over 35 years from now. So I think you are more than a friend, you are my brother. So I think what I'm doing today is what we're supposed to be doing in the community, help each other. Because without working together, we cannot be successful. I'm glad that you create this podcast because sometimes we are afraid to talk. Sometimes when we have a success, we try to hire ourselves, but that is not the right way to do. So it's me to say thank you first for the opportunity. Secondly, if I want to say and introduce myself, you know me over, but for your audience, I would say Steve Homsi is a business owner, a veteran who has served in the U.S. Army, who have a background in healthcare for over 15 years now plus, starting as a nurse and then healthcare manager and now healthcare administrator, where I have a business who is in-home supportive care. We have developed a specific program called Total Wellbeing Program. I'll discuss with you the guideline on what we can do with the holistic approach. So I don't want to be so long, so I hope you have all the information that you like. Yes, I'm also a husband and a father of two young boys.
That was great. You're the man of the honor today, so you can talk as much as you want. I know you love talking, so don't think that you're too long. And that was a pretty spot on interview, like you said. I'm pretty introverted, and doing this is a real challenge that I put myself into. And like you said, in the community, we need more of this because if we don't speak for ourselves, I've realized nobody will. And for the people who don't know us, this is a good opportunity to find out who we are. Hey, you can come and hang out with us. We cool. We like everyone. We invite everyone. I know you talk big about um, healthcare, and you went in and built a business about it, and you're very proud of it. And I'm very proud of you. I've seen all the steps that you took along the years, and we've been having a lot of conversations about it. But for people who don't know you, if you can start with the origin, like what's the motivation for you to end up in the field, like you say you've been doing for 15 years? Tell us more.
Thank you, Frederick. It's a tough question. Like you mentioned, every time when I want to start talking about this, I feel a little bit breath because it's I would say mission. Um, First, why I started the business, I think the stories come with my dad. I share it in my website. My dad was a strong guy, a guy who lived with value, a principle. Um, Unfortunately, he get diagnosed with a diabetes. And then he have a complication. So he have a first amputation. And when the second one is coming, he was not able to change his habit. But most importantly, he teach me how it's so difficult to accept the assistance of others. How it's so difficult to let the caregiver taking care of you. Because even as his son, who I nurse, it was not easy. And then I understand his pain. And finally, I realized that there's a room for improvement. Is something I believe that the future of healthcare is at home. Well, people work all their life to build what we call home. They buy a house, they have the family, and one day before God take you for another place, you're supposed to leave and let that foundation. Nobody want that. Everybody want to end his life in his home. So I believe that with the technology, with the advancement, with all the progress we have, we can make it happen. That is really my end goal. In the second part, I would say that was for my dad, but personally, I serve a disabled veteran. So I've been in the bed for 3 months. I understand the pain of people who you're supposed to be dependent of them to take you to the bathroom, to clean yourself, and you have your privacy also. So as a clinician and then as a patient, I have experienced what is taking care of someone. So definitively is like I told you in the beginning, it's a call, I would say, is something that I think we are here to achieve something. I think this is the legacy. It's not just to be a legend. I don't want that. I want after us, after I've been here on this earth, somebody will say, hey, I think this guy, like Martin Luther King was saying, was doing a great job. That's it for me.
That's a very deep story. Thank you for sharing and the origin with your dad, starting with your dad and your mission and trying to do something great and memorable. And like you mentioned, you're also a veteran and you want to you talk about helping more veterans. Can you elaborate more about that side too?
Yeah. Thank you. This is something like everybody say, thank you for your service. But is that really what
And
the
by the way, thank you for your service.
thank you? But is that really what the veteran want? The veteran want for his sacrifice the assistance that he served for. Guess what? The assistance is available, but no one told to the veteran how to get access to those benefits. More veterans ended their life without having the full assistance they deserve. Despite all the effort the government has put in place, despite all the, the work the veteran service organization are doing, for me, all veterans are my brotherhoods because we share the same training, we've been in the same strongling. Every time I connect with veteran, I feel like this person understands me better than other people. But the problem with the system is, unfortunately, you need to request in the US to get something. More veterans don't like to request and don't know how to request. So I feel like our position now, like today, I assist 3 veterans um, and the spouse survivor to get the right information, to know who to asking for. Because a lot of people are taking advantage of veterans. It's not fair. The veteran deserve more. They say some people will say, "Oh, you have those benefits." If this country exists, it's because of the army. It's because of the sacrifice of the veteran. So the greatest honor this country can do is to honor those veterans. It's not imaginable that in 2025, a veteran can still live without having all the benefits he deserves. Every topic we're talking about, people, politicians, and everybody will say, hey, this is something that is available for them. But are their veterans aware? A couple of days ago, Wednesday, I was at the event in Annapolis to sign a new law that will come in place. And that law was about introducing into healthcare one question that could save many, many lives. That question is simple. Have you served? If a provider can ask to every single patient, have you served? That question can save the life of a lot of veterans. Because by asking that, if the veteran say, yes, I have served, then you know you are in front of a veteran. And is an administration who cover veteran. Every veteran or more veteran are eligible for government assistance. But sometimes they don't know how to apply. If the provider asks them, are you a veteran? And then the veteran responds, yes, he will be able to have the service cover. The hospital will be reimbursed. He will have other assistance. I think in the US, the Veteran Health Administration or the VA, the Veteran Affairs, is the only health system in the US who integrate the social determinant of health. The social determinant of health is something that includes not only the clinical care, but the housing, the transportation, the nutrition, and the financial assistance. But why veterans are still struggling? Because that information was not communicated to them, or those veterans doesn't know that the social determinant of health is part of their benefit. I hope I answer your question.
Yes, what you said is very profound, and I think it's a general problem in America. I understand that veterans have all those speed bump, but like one of my mentors said, if you live in America, there's a lot of abundance around you, and most people suffer in America not because of the lack of abundance, but because of the lack of awareness of abundance. Like, and it takes an example in the Bible, for example, of Agar when she was in the desert with her son after Sarah chased her, and she was crying, but the son was like, "Why is she crying?" And she thought she was thirsty and she was gonna die because in the desert there's no water. But the son could see the water, and she had to have an interaction with an angel to tell her, "Look, there's water in front of you." And then he opened her eyes, and she was like, "Oh," she was relieved, but the water was there all the time. So it's to say it's just so disappointing that a lot of veterans are not aware of all those advantages. And I think it's a great thing that you're doing with your business and your mission to trying to help the maximum that you can to be aware of all those different programs. And talking about programs, I know you are very involved in government contracts, and that's one of the things that you've been very motivated about this year. And I think this year is the year I've seen you the most excited about the opportunities in the government and the contract that they have. You've been poking me about, oh yeah, you gotta do this, sending me all those links. So I just want if you can like talk about it a little bit and your experience with the contract and entrepreneurship since we're minority, and can you share your experience?
Yes, of course. Thank you. I just worry about how do you want me to share it? Do you want me to share it on the board or you want me just to explain? Because like you say, it's a passionate topic. Is something that is just coming my point of view, like people don't realize the
I mean,
changes.
why don't you start with your certifications and the process on getting it and the challenges in the way and what you've achieved along the way?
Okay, cool. I will start by the certification. First of all, people don't realize that the first point to communicate with the government is to get registered under the SAM. Because the SAM registration is where your business started with the government if you want to be a government contractor. So you have the LLC at the state level, that is the foundation of your business, and then you have all those documents. But if you want to be in the government side, you need to be registered on SAM because the IRS will give you the EIN number at the state level, but when you register on SAM, you will have another unique identification number. That number is connected to your company until the end of the company. And when you have the UEI number, it's not the end, you need to have a case number. And the case number is really like your industry, what you really belong. Like we say, in this market, everybody know the government is the first customer in the world, the best client in the world. If you miss this opportunity, there's no other business who spend $1 trillion in the world like the government only to buy from provider, and they are looking for provider. So how to be competitive? That is the point. If you want to be successful in that environment, you need to understand what is your value, what you bring on the table that will make you different. And for that, more business don't realize the opportunity they have. The government bank, you need after create the SAM, you need to go register on SBA because with the SBA, you can get certified based on your demographic or particularity. Let's say you can be a minority business, you can be a woman-owned business, you can be a service disabled veteran, a veteran-owned business, you can be a hub-zone business. All that distinction will bring a value on the market. So there's a different platform where you can meet a prime contractor who are looking for subcontractor who have a specific certification that you may need, that you may have. But why they need to select you? Because you have send the information, because you know what you are doing, because you need to at least to have three subcontract to be able to apply to get your first prime
So
contract.
I know you have the MBE certification.
Yes. Or
So
yeah.
what other certification do you have, and how was the process of getting it?
Mm. Good question. I was the first. I will start with my most best certification is the one with the service disabled veteran. The process was start with the VA, but it get transferred to the SBA. I was the first people that get transferred there. I think it was 2022 or 2023. So when we get transferred there, you get the certification from the SBA. But before that, I applied for the MBE, the SBR, the SBE. I will give you the acronym certification. So I applied that through the Maryland Department of Transportation. The Maryland Department of Transportation, I think we go in that meeting together, is one agency that can help you apply for all the certification regarding your demographic. Let's start with the first one. The MBA is the Minority Business Enterprise. The SBE is the Small Business Enterprise. The SBR is the Small Business Reserve. It just get converted. I just hear that this month it's gonna be converted to a new name. I forget the name, but if it come in my mind, I will tell you. And also we have from the county, the first county that certify us, we are a disadvantaged business enterprise. We call it DBE. So all those certifications are really important because it make the the government is trying to spend his money to people who really need it. And those certification is the requirement for all prime contractor to get into. So you ask me how I get those certification.
Yes, because I know
Yeah,
a lot of people think it's easy to
yeah,
get the certification,
yeah. I
and
yeah,
in
I
your
get
case,
mm,
it was a little twist,
yeah,
and you had to go with your mentor, Dr. Rena.
yeah.
Can you tell us about that story?
Oh, this another part is about it's a personal legacy about the business. That certification was about for Dr. Drenna was about the business license. But I will start first with all those certifications from the Maryland Department of Transportation. This look easy on paper, but in reality, it's more complicated because sometimes the document they're gonna ask you, if you don't have a well good preparation, we're not able to provide a document. I remember, for example, this year I was supposed to renew my certification. Um, they asked me my last tax return, the Schedule C for the business, and it need to be signed by a CPA, a certified public accountant. How many people in the business have a CPA in their tax return? If you don't have that, probably you're not able to renew your certification. So this is one challenge. The second thing is when you want to apply for a certification, you need the right assistance. Like you mentioned, unfortunately, sometimes I believe that uh, in America, your work or the opportunity you have depend the people you know or the people who are willing to help you grow. Because like you was mentioned about Dr. Trainer, I've been applying to get the business license for over 3 years, waiting for 3 years during the pandemic because I have this motivation. I want to help people. Guess what? My application was pending until I have this mentor who coach me and say, hey, in the US, it's no possibility that you apply and you don't get in more than a year. So I start to talk about how we can do it. So I have the right assistants. She communicate with me. I share my frustration. And in less than 3 weeks, the work was done. It was not done because Trainer is so special or because she was able to connect me with someone who was able to get in touch with the manager and explain to him what happened in my application. They reviewed my application, everything was good. They were just asked me to uh, explain better the service description. That was the easy part. I do that the same day. And the next week, I get a certification. I say, oh man, I've been calling this office every week for about 2 years. And they were saying they're working on the case when my folder was in the share. So I will say entrepreneurship is not for everybody, to be honest. If you don't have a strong determination, if you are not really resilient, able to adapt yourself in every situation that come through, you will probably end up in the business who close in less than 5 years. Not because you don't have the capacity, but because the environment in the business is so complicated. It's just dependent. Sometimes I say when I watch video, all journey of entrepreneur, we say they've been lucky. They've been having somebody, or they've been in one room that somebody take the hand and put them up. Without that, it's almost no possibility to succeed. I hope I answer your question.
Yes, that was a wonderful answer, and I like the principle of the super who that was applied because that's one business key that a lot of people need to be aware of. Circling back to awareness, because sometimes in life we don't get the things that we're asking for because we haven't connected with the right person. And a lot of people get frustrated and give up instead of finding the right person. And I've been playing with that idea for a while because I learned, I listened to a lot of podcasts. And the other day I was listening to the guy who wrote the book 10x is better than 2x. And he talks about leverage. Yes, there's like financial leverage, but there's also leverage of the people. Like you using Dr. Drainer, that was a super who, and something that you were struggling for more than a year was solved in less than a week. And that's one thing in business that a lot of people don't understand, because in having a job, we used to think incrementally, like, oh yeah, next year I'm gonna get 5% raise or 10% or 15%. But in business, it's 10x. Like you can have the right partner and your business literally 10x overnight. They just connect you with their list and they take your customer base from 5 to 50 or 50 to 500 or 500 to 5,000 in one night. And that's the beauty of business. So I really like that, your answer. I know we only have 30 minutes. I can shoot some rapid fire questions.
Oh, no problem. We have much position
Yeah,
after.
we
I will come back. I will
yeah,
support you in everything you do. Don't worry.
this is this is the first part. This is the part one. We'll have many parts in the future. And okay, rapid fire question. If you could have dinner with three people dead or alive, who would they be and why?
It's a tough question. I have a dinner tonight. Let me share you. I just have this invitation in 5 minutes. Is a Black Award um opportunity. I will be attending, but the question is very tough because we have, I will say, different needs. Based on that need, sometimes we try to have a different perspective. So as I see now, I have not think really about that question before you had it came. So give me 1 minute. I want to share with that first. Yes. Okay. This is the event I will be attending tonight. Is a Black Award event organized by one friend called Bola. She is part of the 500 business.
Yes, I know Bola.
Yeah, I know. So I be with Bola tonight. So she sent me a text message like, "Hey, I will be there, and I'm glad that you make it." Because she know I have a busy schedule, most of the event I don't attend, but this one I will be surprising her. So, like you said, the first three person I will like to talk with, actually, based on my orientation, the first person I would like to talk with be the person who can really impact the life of veteran. The actual secretary, the Department of Veteran Affairs. Uh, because I think if he don't hear from the right people, from the right provider who can help him cover all those veterans, he's just gonna be turning on another policy. So the second person Oh, tough question, right? Yes. Second person for me, maybe you know him, is Mr. Dankote. I think if Africa have two men like Dankote, this continent will never be poor again. I just hear about his raffinery, about his oil, like he have 4,000 oil distribution. I want to learn from the best. That is my second person I want to see. So thirdly, I will put the quest mark is I like to be trained by the best. I like to give the opportunity to learn because everything in this life comes from spirituality. I want to learn from the best spiritual person. But at this time, I've been trying to work around is someone who doesn't sell a service, but someone who have the dignity on helping people discover themselves. Because I think we have, like you were saying, I think you call it super role. I will say we are all supernatural. If I just start reading a book about the supernatural power, I realized that our mind, our spirit, if we do what we're doing today, you and me, it's because our spirit is speaking to us that we need to do that way. So, how to listen to your spirit, how to react to what your spirit is talking to you, I think that can be a key changer for maybe for me in the future life. So, yes, I hope I was not too long.
Oh, that was awesome, and that will close the first part for today. Thank you so much for showing up. This was a great interview.
Yeah.
Last word?
Yeah, that worked, but I want to bring a closing remark over there. It's still
Yes.
closing remark. First of all, like I said in the beginning, I'm very happy that you organize this. Sometime when we get, even in the Bible, they say if you are the light of the world, you're not supposed to be put on under the table. You're supposed to be put on the table, so people can see and get inspired by what you are doing. You've been more than a friend for me. We've been having this talk for a long time. I know you know me. I think you know me better than everybody, but the most important thing I want our audience to know is a possibility to be successful. Every challenge that you face is just the way to discover your real power. If you are able to overcome those challenges, you will be a better person than before the challenge. Don't take an obstacle, a no, as an answer until your spirit say, yes, I gave up. But guess what? We are not a give up. So I will say it's an opportunity for me. It's a blessing to be here. I will keep sharing my knowledge. I can do everything that is possible for our audience, for our community to know, and also for others, because I believe that we come from the single father. So, um, thank you for the opportunity. That was my closing remark. And for
Thank
people
you.
who want to learn more, they can follow us on the link below.
Yeah, like and subscribe, and thank you.